Hey everyone, welcome to Dalliances and Decay, the first podcast by us, GenZ&D. Just want to remind you really quickly before we get rolling to head over to our Patreon where you can support us for the price of a cup of coffee every month. It will give you access to a talkback show, ad-free versions of the episodes, and a whole lot more. We also want to thank the Raven Room, which is our hosting venue. They're attached to Redline VR, which is a fantastic bar. If you are in the city of Chicago, you can head on over there and get your fix for all kind of nerdy stuff, including the biggest D&D meetup group in the city, which meets on Wednesday nights. Now, without further ado, let's hop into the first podcast by us, GenZ&D. Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Dalliances and Decay, the first campaign by us, the GenZ&D crew. Before we get it rolling, I do have a question for each person if they'd like to introduce themselves and their character. Emily, you want to go first? What song does Tronk listen to right when he wakes up in the morning?
Hi, my name's Emily Downie, and I play Tronk, the barbarian of the group. And I think Tronk's wake-up song varies greatly on his mood, and it's either really high or really low. So, like, on a good morning, say, like, you made a bunch of zines, are gonna be doing some political stuff. I think he wakes up to really cheesy, corny blues, Mr. Blue Sky by ELO. We all know it, yeah.
We do indeed.
But if it's, like, a bad day, he puts on, like, Elliott Smith and just thinks about dying.
Does Tronk have a Lamictal prescription?
It's Zoloft.
Oh dear.
I'm Jackson Zimmerman. I'm playing Vic, the druid. I don't know. I think Vic probably. Honestly, I think Vic likes instrumental lo-fi shit to like do his morning to, like some jazz hip hop or something. But like no vocals, just instruments.
Like a Nujabes situation.
Yeah.
He loves that YouTube girl that's
Yes.
sitting
Exactly.
in the window
Exactly,
rain.
dude. Fuck yeah.
My name's Jack Brereton. I'm playing Yako Coffee, and I think Yako's song is I literally had it, and now it's slipping away from me. I've been listening to that Art Garfunkel record, Breakaway, and there's a
well, was it the one you were just?
it kind of was. There's a Beach Boys cover on it called Disney Girls, and that one is probably right now. If he was waking up, that would be his song. Yeah.
I wonder why.
I'm Emry Sottile. I play Amir, the sorcerer. I think very similar to Tronk, it depends on the mood. I think if it's a like hopeful vibes, doing all right morning, it's Star Child from Dave Malloy's Ghost Quartet. And if it's an I'm having anxiety, I'm stressed out morning, it's the main character by Will Wood.
Okay.
Gotta play him in the background as you go around. I don't know those songs.
6 seconds on the
Yeah.
Less than 6 seconds.
There you go.
I can bootleg that shit. It's fine.
Yeah, well, don't worry, we have an opening theme that'll be playing underneath. It's all fine. But, speaking of opening, at the beginning of our last session, the group entered Leonestra for the first time, their first location in the Outer Wilds that they entered. A place that has a defining physical feature of lacking a low branch line, but being built around a quad of very nice, noble manors with a very large, very tall cathedral in the middle. The group met the cleric of the region named Osha, who did not violate their trust in any capacity. And then after doing some initial reconnaissance, met the very kind person from Leonestra named Gia, who showed them through one of the longhouses, which they discovered were essentially group homes. And the group cooked up a nice, nutritious meal for everyone with some supplies that they had foraged and scavenged, and then proceeded to discuss what they were going to do with their day the next day, including druid stuff and talking to Osha and engaging the politics of the region. So I think what we're going to do to decide where we start today, actually, can I get everyone to roll initiative? Just we're going to decide who initiates.
Roll for politicking. 15.
I got a 13.
Oh.
20.
What's
the
your
higher
dex?
dex?
What's your dex?
My dex.
Oh, I was talking to
You're good.
Oh,
You're
John
good.
too.
Plus
Yeah.
1.
+0, so you win. That's funny that you're more
I
dexterous.
think we just
than
have to
I
do
am.
everything together at the exact same time today.
Cool. What'd you roll?
13.
13,
So 14. I got a 13 flat.
14, 13,
20.
20,
15.
15. Cool. In that case, we are going to begin this morning with Vic waking up first. All of you kind of wake up together. You camped pretty near each other, near the longhouses. And we're not going to deal with anything happening during the night. This is within the central part of a larger region. You can generally be assured of relative safety here. Thanks to OSHA and his barrier magic, actually.
Yeah, thanks, OSHA.
Thank you.
Thanks. Oh, God.
You're welcome, kids.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
But this morning,
I think I'm older than
because it was pretty bad. But on this lovely morning, why don't you go ahead and tell me what Vic does as he wakes up and prepares to go about his day with Jakob?
Yeah. Damn. Is it time to do that now? I guess the first thing Vic would try to do is reach out to... Do we know if the Tanji's name is Leonestra?
It's generally assumed that the Tanji's name correlates to the name of the region.
Right. Yeah. I think right as Vic wakes up, I think he would try to find like a secluded... I forget if we slept outside or in one of the longhouses, but I think Vic would try to find like some sort of secluded space and, I don't know, try to do some druid shit and reach out to Leonestra because it's a little concerning that there's only one worshiper in this village. So I think he's trying to see what's up.
All right, cool. As you begin to go and do some druid shit, why don't you go ahead and roll me either nature or religion, depending on which one you feel like you're trying to tap into most.
Cool.
Yeah, how you do it?
You don't do it. You don't do it.
So I think being a druid, this is a nature check. And I think he's sort of trying to like nestle himself into the grass, like maybe at the roots of one of the trees. There's no great tree anymore, but
No, there are. It's just outside the clearing.
word. So yeah, get myself like in the roots or something. I rolled a 13
Cool.
because I have no intelligence.
Cool. As you nestle yourself in and begin trying to immerse yourself in the space, the sap, the luminescence flows out of one of the great trees near you and pools in the air around you as small creatures begin to feed on it as it's relatively early in the morning. So the feeding frenzy that happens around midnight has already ended, but some of the smaller creatures are still out scavenging, essentially, up above the low branch line. Maybe there are some grazers, but you're not entirely sure. As you don't really invest any magical resources into reaching out, you kind of just immerse yourself in nature, and you feel a peaceful start to the day, but you don't hear anything in a religious sort of way.
So maybe I have to do some magic about it. Okay.
Cool. As Vic does that, Amir, you are next to begin your day.
I think when Amir wakes up, he just kind of like takes a walk around the clearing. Not really doing much. I think he's slightly on edge in that he sent this illusory script message to the house he's supposed to be at later and has no idea if this person was an ally or is the enemy of this place. But I think he was like, this is a win and I'm going for it. And I think he's like, maybe we regretty spaghetti it. So he's, I think, just like trying to walk off his anxiety this morning, and he's just kind of pacing, vibing, trying to feel it out and be out of sight of people so he doesn't look slightly crazy walking in circles. So like kind of out of the clearing vibes. Just, I am taking a nice morning walk.
Cool. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a perception check as you go for your nice morning walk?
That's a 9.
Cool. You're pretty in your own head here. The regretty spaghetti anxiety is keeping you from really picking up too intently on your surroundings, and you're able to pick up where people are coming into the town center for the day with like bushels of various things and goods, and you're able to avoid them successfully, but you're not really able to pick up anything else as you do that. Cool. Trunk, what you doing as you wake up today?
I feel like I want to check on my zines, but it might be too soon. So I'm going to wait on that. And I'm going to sniff out a mirror. I want to have a chat.
Cool.
So,
go
yeah,
ahead
I'm
and
just
roll
like,
me a sniff.
where's that interesting smell?
Cool. So I believe that's investigation with advantage because you're sniffing.
Yeah, sure.
Locked alarm class feature. Or racial feature.
Not nat 20.
Cool. Amir is doing laps around...
Oh, sorry, 18,
Cool.
My bad.
Amir is doing laps around the clearing, and at some point, as you are walking outside, maybe doing a little initial stretching, that kind of thing, you see Amir in his own head, kind of just walking around, hood up, doing his own thing.
Amir, you smell like anxiety. What's going on?
Can you describe to me what anxiety smells like?
Oh, this is a tough question.
It's the inside of a Buc-ee's.
I feel honestly, yes.
True.
The inside of Bucky.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
The inside of Bucky the Beaver.
Yeah. So, well, they use beaver anus for flavorings, right? We've all heard that.
Oh wait, yeah, I did
So
hear that.
maybe you smell like a weird, like vanilla cookie. I don't know.
Hold on.
There's no way that's true.
No, that is
No
true.
way.
No, it is true.
No, that is
What?
true.
No shit.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
I
gonna
don't
be
think
some
we have time to
Googling.
stop and Google, so just take my word for
There
it.
will be some Googling later.
If you live in Texas or anywhere in the South, please help me.
Yeah, so as you're pacing, I think I'm just gonna try and gently put my trunk on your shoulder and be like, it's gonna be okay.
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to startle you. I just thought, I don't know, like, some people like shoulder touches.
I am not well versed in physical touch or affection.
Oh,
Thank you.
My bad. I just thought maybe, like, since we're gonna go on a little adventure together today, that, like, maybe we could, like, meditate or something. I don't know. Or manifest together. I don't know what you think about that.
I am not super familiar with certain types of meditation. My father taught me a way of praying that I'm not really sure if it works. So if you have any tools, ideas, things like that.
Yeah, I was thinking that, like, we could gather some sticks and maybe make, like, a little house, and the house will be our ambitions realized, and then we'll sit and stare at it until it means something. Do you want to do that?
All right. And then I, like, mage hand out of me, and I'm just, like, kind of staring at you as my mage hand is grabbing sticks on the floor, like, not really sure. I'm like, yeah, let's do this thing. And I'm, like, grabbing sticks and piling them with my hand, not actually moving around, just letting myself use my magic to do so.
Cool. Yeah, no, I'm, like, on my hands and knees, like, looking for the good sticks and, like, throwing them away when I'm like, oh, this one's too crooked. Can we roll to see if we make a pretty house?
Yeah, definitely. This feels like a nature check.
Yeah.
15.
8.
Cool.
Okay.
Amir is mage handing sticks to himself, and he's not being discerning about if he's getting rid of the crooked ones.
Oh my god.
He's just picking up sticks.
Sorry.
No, you're doing a really great job, bud.
Thank you.
However, Trunk, you are able to carry the load by
Hell yeah.
making sure that you use the couple of good sticks that Amir has and the ones that you found, and you're able to make a little house.
Cool. Do you want to take a seat and maybe we can this is where we
Yeah.
Pray a
Let's
little
stare
bit.
at the house until it means something.
yeah. And I don't know, should I just roll to see how many minutes we do that for?
I'd actually like both of you to roll me a luck check.
Okay.
16.
3.
Cool. Strong, unfortunately, you're not really able to glean a ton of meaning from it.
Okay.
Emir, however, the fact that Tronk has really reached out to you and offered you this companionship, it makes you feel welcomed in a way that you haven't really felt before outside of home. And even then, it wasn't the same kind of welcoming that you feel. And as you look at this house, it's just a pile of sticks. But it's a pile of sticks that Tronk wanted to mean something to you. And it makes you feel at ease. And I'd like you to go ahead and take inspiration. Unfortunately, on a 3, you're not going to get inspiration from this.
Damn.
But, yeah, cool. Yako, what are you doing on this fine feathered morning?
I think Yako gets up and gets into his daily habit of like, he has this like little book that he brings with him that he just like jots notes down. It's kind of like journaling, but like maybe a little bit more utilitarian, just about like what he wants to do that day, kind of like a to-do list. And as he's doing that, I think he sits like probably on the edge of one of the longhouses. And while he's journaling and writing stuff down, he's also like wants to listen in to the longhouse and see if he can just, pick up any details, any gossip, anything like that.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me perception.
Perception. That is gonna be, that's so great. It's gonna be an 8.
Ooh, huge.
So big.
Huge.
Big, big, big.
You're pretty invested in making sure you actually have your notes down. This is utilitarian, but that also means that it has to be high quality in order for it to, be useful. But on an 8, actually, you also can give me a straight up luck check, because I'm going to see whether or not you catch one word.
Okay. 19.
Yeah.
You hear one word from inside, and it's kind of like mumbled in mildly hushed tones. You hear the word zine.
Zine! Yes! Very good. And do I hear who it's from?
No.
No.
It is a one of the voices in the cacophony.
Cool. All right. I think once I finish the list, I go try to find Vic.
Cool. Vic, are you easy to find? Are you near where you camped?
Probably.
Probably
still just,
near
like,
the edge of the
meditating.
clearing?
Yeah.
Cool. Yako, Vic is near the edge of the clearing, kind of in his own bag, just meditating. There's like a little bit of luminescence around him. He seems to be comfortable.
I think Yako will, just a few feet away, sit down and just kind of sit cross-legged and take in like the scenery. Like what does it mean to live here and like look at the surroundings and see what's around. Take note of like how far the clearing is, take note of how evenly the farms are spread out, take note of any abandoned farms that I can see, and just try to kind of get like a general survey and see if I notice anything unusual.
Cool. Go ahead and roll me perception or investigation, whichever one you feel is more germane.
Perception will do. Wow, this sucks. It's gonna be a 4.
4?
Yeah.
There are no farms close enough for you to see from the edge of the clearing,
Okay.
but you do see that there's a couple places where the gray grass has begun to snake out from the clearing into the extended woods. It doesn't seem to be near any of the great trees, but almost in like those places where they're spaced out apart, there's like little trails of gray.
So it seems like the grass is spreading. Kind
It
of.
looks like it has spread somewhat in some directions. You don't know if this is like this happened overnight or if this happened over months,
Yeah.
but
Does it seem like, because it's spreading away, can I read it in reverse and try to find a central point to where the grass goes, or is it completely uniform throughout?
that would be an
Range?
investigation check.
I'll take it.
Sure.
14. 14.
On a 14, It looks to be heading towards the center of the clearing.
Okay.
You can't tell from here where specifically it's coming from, but it's coming from something in that central quad.
Mm-hmm. And central quad meaning behind the cathedral or where the noble houses are centered?
The noble houses and the cathedral are in that central quad together.
Understood. So it's that seems to be the focal point.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Something in there. Cool. Vic, Yako has put himself down beside you.
Yeah. I think after like 5 or 10 minutes, Vic probably comes out of the meditation very slowly.
Good morning, yeah?
Oh, hello.
Find anything interesting from... Were you communion? Were you communicating with someone?
I was attempting to.
Any luck?
No. I may...
Is that unusual?
Not necessarily. I didn't like use any magic or anything.
Okay.
Sometimes maybe the Tanji just don't want to talk to you.
True.
Or maybe the methods you use to reach out aren't powerful enough.
From spending time in Rossi, do I know that... Well, I would have only... would I have known a Rossi before with the Tanji of Rossi and not of Koth? No, I would not. Okay. So I only really know communion with a Dami and not a Tanji.
You know communion with the Dami, and you know the form of worship that Shavat did, which was essentially like maintenance of the divine curtain in Rossi's name instead of in Koth's name. So a immaterial form of worship, not one that would bring a physical form.
Okay. But would bring communication?
Yeah, you could try it.
Okay. So would I know then? Basically what I'm trying to figure out is getting no response at all unusual? Because I feel like when
History or insight?
I think insight. That's a 13.
There have been days where you have offered up prayers and heard nothing back. But on every day where something has happened, you have offered up prayer. And you get the notion that maybe what Vic does is a little bit different from you in that way.
Okay, got it. Cool. Well, what's the plan then? What do we want to do?
I'd like to see one or two of these farms.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I have some suspicions, but they're not quite solid yet.
Understood. I was doing something, just kind of looking around this morning, and it seemed like the grey grass seems to be spreading. I noticed it kind of reached some of the outer lines outside of like the tree line. And if I had to guess, I think it's coming from the center. So like either in somewhere within like where the manor houses are and the cathedral. I think your idea of sneaking around at some point might actually play into a better point, because depending on how much information we can get today. Speaking of which, I'm really going to try to play into this prince's hands when we get there. And so I may be saying some things I don't mean, if you get my meaning.
Understood. Understood.
Should we go check out these farms?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. And the two of you are going to head off to check out those farms. But we're going to cut away from you briefly, and we're going to head back to Tronk and Amir. The two of you, what are you getting up to now that you have manifested and looked at this stick house?
Wow, I got nothing out of that. Just absolutely nothing. I can't believe I thought that would be a good idea.
I'm actually going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I also thought that it was going to give us nothing, but I do, and I was really humoring you, to like be a friend and whatever. But I actually felt a great sense of welcoming and comfort and an extension of camaraderie that I haven't felt before through the stick house, so thank you.
Oh, that's great. So what do you think we should do today? Let's get to some scheming.
So
There's like a little fire in my eyes.
think that also, outside of the welcoming loveliness of the stick house, it seems to be, for me personally, I'm curious about the House of DeMille that finished constructing right before things seemed to go to shit. And I'm interested in who he is and potentially what he's doing here, because he seems like an outsider that just showed up here, and that seems quasi-suspicious. I don't know if we can exactly, like, walk right on into his house, and we might need an introduction from OSHA. But that's where my head is at. What about you?
Definitely. This guy's sus, for sure. We should check him out. Do you really think we need OSHA involved? Like, maybe we just need, like, a bit to get in.
I know from messaging OSHA in his mind that he doesn't really like DeMille, or I don't get the notion that he likes DeMille, but he has some authority here, and I don't know how this man will react otherwise, but we could try to not get an introduction.
I mean, I kind of just want to knock on the door.
I suppose we can try it. The worst they can do is say no, and then we just go get the introduction from
And then we
OSHA.
could go back. Yeah. Or we could sneak in.
I don't think we should sneak into this rich man's house.
Are you sure?
We don't know if he's dangerous and is, like, magical and causing all of the bad magic in this town. If we end up against, like, a terrifyingly powerful archmage without the others,
But I'm so quiet and sneaky, and then I stop my foot, and it's like 1,000 bookcases fell over. Yeah.
Your little house breaks.
Okay. Do we want to enter as ourselves?
I think that the people here know us as...
They're gonna know us anyways.
They're going to know us anyway as the people who help maintain the border.
Okay.
So I think we go with that. We don't necessarily have to give our real names if we want to disguise ourselves, but still take up the mantle notion that we protected the border from the giant centipede.
Okay. So we just go over there and
fine
see
with
what
you.
happens. Yeah, I'm cool with that. Okay.
All right, let's go.
Sweet. And then we start making our way towards DeMille. Yeah. Louis
DeMille.
Coupe DeMille.
Indeed. Cool. As y'all head over to this house, both of you give me a perception check.
9.
10.
Let's go.
Cool. There is a wrought iron fence around a large 3-story manor home. The bottom level looks like it's constructed in a slightly different style than the top two, but it's not disguised well, it's blended well. Kind of like a Frank Lloyd Wright situation. It looks like a little bit different from the bottom to the top, but it's not super noticeable. But the wrought iron fence has a gate at the front where a small guardhouse sits.
Is there a guard in the guardhouse?
There's a dude in there.
Okay, hear me out. We write a little note and we make it into a paper airplane asking to come in, and then we just like shoot it into the guard tower.
Do they know who we are?
Yeah. I think so.
All right.
Okay.
Like, take out a thing. What do you want it to say?
Dear guard, how are you today? We're great as well. I know he's having a great day. Me and my companion, in parentheses, the great saviors of Leonestra, if you haven't heard, and parentheses, request an audience with Sir Louis Deville. But it's spelled wrong. No, I don't know. You're deciding the spelling. We should say something nice about him.
greatly admire the architecture of his house. We greatly admire the architecture of his house.
And would love a tour.
And to hear about
Yeah.
his great contributions to the Enestra.
XOXO.
Gossip Girl.
Tronk and Amir.
Less than 3 hard. Would you like to do the honors of...
Yeah. Fold it up into a paper.
Give me
airplane.
sleight of hand, baby.
With your fucking Loxodon hands.
Maybe you should do it? I mean...
Okay, but you can throw it.
Okay.
That's an 11.
All right. It's a paper airplane, but it's like one of those ones that has like very high wings. It looks like a Star Wars like gunship.
God, if we do this for nothing, I'm gonna be so sad. Okay, yeah, I'm straight into the... I'm trying to like whack this guy in the head almost with
How
it.
close do you get before you throw it?
How close can I get?
You can walk right up to the gate.
Oh my God, what?
Walk right up, he sees you.
I thought we like couldn't even get to the guardhouse because we're like locked out.
No, it's like a guardhouse next to the gate. It's like this is how you gain entrances. You
Okay,
walk up to the gate, the
okay.
guard goes, hey, nice, and opens the
Okay,
gate.
I'm gonna approach and get close enough that I definitely can't miss, but it's like I could have just handed it to the guy, but I'm committed to the paper airplane at this point. So it's like the distance we are right now, like 5-10 feet.
Cool.
Close.
All right, go ahead and roll me.
Less than 10 feet.
Five, a little bit more.
Do you feel like this is sleight of hand or just straight up luck?
I mean, I'll take sleight of hand, I guess.
Roll it.
16.
Cool. The paper airplane flies, and the guard kind of watches you approach with like a quizzical look on his face. You get super close, and there goes the paper airplane, and it kind of like lands very gently in the guard tower, and he just kind of, hello, and he picks up
Hi.
the paper airplane, begins to read it. He goes, okay, great as well. Okay. Can I ask why you're here? Architecture tour.
Yeah. We're big architecture nerds over here.
Oh, saviors of the Enestra.
You better believe it.
There was a giant centipede on the border the other day. Like 20 feet by 40 feet centipede that was trying to kill a lot of people.
Well, that's a big centipede.
Huge.
Yeah, it was giant.
Okay, well, roll me persuasion with advantage because you were getting the help action from this paper airplane.
Can you just... Yeah, did he like the note?
Oh, thank
Let's
God,
see.
because it was a nat one otherwise. 18.
18. Cool.
17.
Cool. He's like, well, for the saviors of the Enestra and architecture nerds, I personally am one myself too. That's why I work here. This is a great house for architecture. If you'll come with me, I'll open the gate for you, and then I will go and get someone who can show you about the estate. Gate opens, and he steps out of the guardhouse, walks over, and he's like, he's about like 5'6", short king.
Thanks, pal. What's your name?
Opie.
Opie. It's lovely to meet you. Yeah,
Well,
it's
you
nice to
meet
meet
you too.
a fellow architecture nerd. It's not every day that you get that, so.
Always happy to oblige. Come on in. And he begins to walk you up to the Great Manor. Now, if both of you would like to go ahead and roll a perception check, you're welcome to, or if you'd like to just get inside before you do so, you're welcome to as well.
I guess I'll just give it a good sniff and see if it smells like death and scary things.
Sure.
13 upon being closer to it, closer inspection. Anything additional that I learned from what I already gleaned?
Cool. What'd you roll?
18.
Cool. On a 13, you glean as you get closer this archway. Most of the house is made of wood. The top floors appear to be largely that gray wood that you saw that the longhouses are made of. The bottom floor is kind of like a cobbled situation near the doorway, and the arch is that same stonework that you saw before. On an 18, the house itself smells lovely. It smells cheery. But the grass around you, something is a little bit off. It's not that it smells bad. It smells a little too good, almost like a facsimile of how grass should smell.
Right. Is this the gray grass or is it like green grass?
This is green grass.
No.
Okay, and does it smell like a mirror?
No.
It doesn't smell like a mirror. Okay.
I smell like anxiety. This is clearly a happy grass.
I'm not asking about the grass specifically, just like in general. Okay, good to know. Yeah, that grass is weird, dude.
As y'all are led up to the house, Opie begins to say some things about like, yeah, and over here you can see the gardens on the south end, very, very lovely, largely begonias. And here on the a couple of them are scarlet. On the north end, you see a lot of petunias and other.
Does it seem like the house is well staffed? Like, are there a lot of people walking around?
In the gardens, there's only like 2 or 3 people, but as you get to the front doors and he opens them for you, you see that this is a rather well-staffed house. In this foyer and the front room. Fuck you.
Just say foyer.
No, go help. As you get into the front room, there's like a person waiting at the front. Not quite a bellboy, but maybe more like a butler. And then there's like a couple of people milling about inside, looking like they're preparing a meal of some sort. And inside, there's a large staircase that ascends upwards before it splits off to lead whoever into the top floors. There's a chandelier in the center. The floors aren't marble, but they're like a very polished version of that same cobbling that's on the outside of the first floor. And as you're led inside, the butler says, welcome to the manor of Sir Louis de Ville. Opie, how may I help these fine guests? And Opie goes, oh, they're here for an architecture tour. They saved us the other day from a very large centipede. And the butler says, oh, how lovely. In that case, I will take you on a tour of the estate. If you'd be so kind as to follow me, I'll show you around.
Thanks, good sir.
Of course, thank you kindly. And we're going to cut from there for just a moment out to the farms with Yako and Vic. Cool. As the two of you head south looking for farms, it doesn't take you too long to find one, only about 15 minutes walking before you find the first one. And both of you can go ahead and make me perception checks.
14.
7.
Oh boy. Might be time to retire that one.
I've been doing different ones.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Dye your hand. Just cut it off.
I'm out.
Oy vey. On a 7, it's a simple farmhouse. There's a wooden fence surrounds what looks to be about 2 or 3 acres of land, and like a simple red house with it looks to be only 1 or maybe 2 floors at most, kind of facing towards you the direction you're coming. You said a 14? There are a couple of patches out around here of places where the grass has grayed a bit, but not everywhere yet. However, in the pasture itself, there's enough splotches that you can tell that this farm is probably no longer in use. What do you do as you approach?
Do we see any people?
You do not see any people.
Is there like a barn or like a house where people might live in?
It's the farmhouse,
Where?
specifically.
Yeah. Should we knock on the door?
I don't see one up.
Yeah, we might as well.
Yeah. Bang, bang, bang.
Cool. Y'all knock on the door, and there is no answer.
Do you think it's rude to break in?
Is the door locked?
That's a negative, Ghost Rider. You turn the handle, door swings open.
Hello?
I look around and see if anybody sees us do this.
Go ahead, roll perception.
Sweet. 17.
Doesn't appear there's anyone in the area with you.
Cool. Yeah, let's go in.
Lovely.
What do we see?
Cool. Would you roll on that perception check there?
The first one?
The one inside.
10.
10. It's a simple establishment. There's some living quarters, a living room. There's a small hearth, and staircase leading up to what you can surmise are some bedrooms. It's a small farmhouse, not much of a space. There's a small study.
How long has it been there? Do
Yeah,
I
is
think?
there like any dust anywhere? Or?
Yeah, it's pretty dusty.
When do we think it was built?
Go ahead and roll me. Oh, what is an architecture check?
History?
Yeah.
Yeah, it could be history. Either that or flat intelligence. Your call.
Let's do history. Nat 20?
There we go. Cool. This farmhouse has been standing for about 70 to 80 years.
70 to 80 years. So after the town of Leonestra was made.
Soon after the founding.
Okay,
This is
soon after the founding.
Probably one of the earlier homesteads that
Okay.
was established in this area.
Well, it seems like this was built after the town was established. It's about 70 years old. So I don't think there'd be any like shrines or anything, like anything dedicated to like Leonestra that maybe we could try to figure out.
I mean, I was hoping to like talk to some farmers.
I agree. I think maybe we
get
should
a
find a
look at some
different
of the
one.
gray grass.
Yeah.
Maybe there's something in the house that might give us a clue as to some stuff like some diaries or something.
Yeah,
that people
certainly
left
like
behind.
that. Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to go like look through bedrooms, and I'm also like calling out as I go up the stairs just in case there's somebody here. But
We could also get Gina and ask to look around Gina's old farmhouse.
I mean, Gia.
Oh, yes, Gia.
Gia.
Excuse me. It's Gia. No, it's Gia. You're right.
Did she say she used to be a farmer?
Yeah.
Yeah. We should do that today as well.
But I think there are still some farmers that are practicing.
Yeah.
So we could also try to find them and see how this gray grass is affecting them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there a basement?
Like a hatch in the floor or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a hatch in the floor.
What's in the basement?
Cool. You open the hatch in the floor and you're going upstairs, you're going down? Or
Yeah.
are you going to follow into the basement?
I'll go upstairs real quick.
Cool. You open the hatch into the basement, and there seem to be some provisions, mostly empty barrels at this point, a couple of pitchforks, that kind of thing. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Investigation. 10.
10. Cool. It seems to be the kind of things that the farmers would have been using to store their food. It's the place where they would have essentially kept their supplies. Because there's no barn, no external building, the basement is where they would have been keeping their provisions and supplies.
Understood. And I'm trying to think. That's all good.
Roll investigation as you go up the stairs.
14.
There is a cat in one of the small bedrooms.
Hell yeah.
Did I prepare that spell? Fuck yeah. I want to cast Speak with Animals.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well. What room are you in so we can speak face to face, friend?
Oh, master bedroom.
All right. No, I'll just go towards the door that I hear the voice coming from.
Cool. You head in, and there's a small leopard print cat that's sitting on the pillow of a bed that appears to be made but quite dusty.
Hello. What's your name? Do you have one?
Hello, I'm May.
I'm Vic. It's nice to meet you, May.
Lovely to meet you.
How long have you been? It seems like it's been a long time since this house was inhabited by people like me. How long have you been here?
Oh, time's weird.
Time is weird.
Before the farmer left.
Okay. Interesting. Do you have like a guess how long ago the farmer left?
3 months? I don't know what months are.
Yeah.
But that's my guess.
Okay.
It's a smart cat.
Interesting.
Cats are smart.
Do you like it here? Is there a food source? Like, little critters?
It's quiet, and there's plenty of mice.
Good. I assume you've noticed the gray grass around.
Mm-hmm.
Is it strange at all? Like different to regular grass? Have you noticed?
It smells weird.
It smells weird. Weird how?
Weird like it didn't die, it faded.
Huh. Well, that's interesting. Would you like some head scratches?
Oh, I would love some head scratches.
I give some head scratches. Well, thank you very much, May. Nice to meet you. Bye.
Nice to meet you. Cool. And do you head back downstairs?
Yeah.
Were you talking to someone up there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no, actually, I wanted to look for, like, diaries and stuff. So,
Investigation.
I guess, like, investigation in like, all the bedrooms if I can. 3.
No.
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Yeah, cool. All right.
Your pattern
I will go
is
back
full.
downstairs.
Last thing I'll look for in the basement is any healing potions.
Cool. Luck check.
3.
That is also a negative, Ghost Rider. Cool.
Were you talking to someone up there?
Yeah, there's a cat.
Oh.
Its name is May. It said the farmer left about 3 months ago, but it also doesn't know what months are.
Fair.
Apparently the gray grass, doesn't smell dead. It smells faded.
Maybe like someone sucking life energy out of it?
Yeah, I think,
That's probably it,
I
yeah?
think you might be right.
I think the more we learn about this grass, the more it just seems like we have to, just find the source. And I think we just gotta try to get in this cathedral and poke our nose a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would like to talk to like one farmer just to see
Yeah.
like what the effect on crops have been, but
For sure,
yeah.
I agree. Yeah, should we go find another one? Let's do it.
Cool. And before you head off to talk to the farmers, and we cut back to Amir and Trunk, we're going to stop for a quick break.
Hey y'all, quick break in the action to tell you about our lovely hosting venue, Redline VR. Aside from the beautiful VR booths and fully functional bar with magnificent custom cocktails that they have back here, they also host daily events such as Magic Mondays, Sketch Comedy on Tuesdays, a massive D&D meetup group. It's the largest in the city of Chicago on Wednesdays, and so much more. Definitely come check it out, and we're so happy to be affiliated with them.
Welcome back. Where we last left off, we had Trunk and Amir on an architecture tour.
Yeah, we are.
As you step into the main chamber of the first floor of the manor, the bustle of servants moving about, preparing meals, cleaning up, doing various tasks, fills your ears as the butler says, "And this is the great hall where balls would be thrown and the occasional dance. It is merely a great hall. Is there anything in particular I can interest you in, or is this just a general tour of the facilities?"
The beams those are great. The ceiling too.
Yes, they are great beams and a stellar ceiling.
What I'm most interested in is, it seems that this house has either been built in phases and it blends together beautifully. The stonework on the art reminds me of back home, and I was just interested in who had commissioned it, what the inspiration and decision it was for Mr. Stamil to have it in this house. It's absolutely breathtaking.
The initial construction of the house began with a Kothi architect who came here and built the first floor before deciding the Leonestrian facilities were not up to standard and departed, and the rest were finished in the Greywood style of the recent architecture.
And the coffee architect is why out here in Leonestra, would Lord Demille want for the architecture? Is he from Koth himself?
Lord Deville does hail from Koth, and he brought along an architect of great repute and standing who ultimately had creative differences with Lord Deville. Or Sir Deville, I'm sorry.
And when was this house built exactly?
Approximately 6 months ago.
And were you around for that? Do you remember the process?
Yes, I was working as a servant in the house of Lord Perdonet, which is the manor across the field from here.
And why have you come here?
I was offered the butler position, and I appreciated the opportunity for a promotion.
I'm sure that's a great honor. You're doing a great job.
Thank you. It is indeed.
And how long has Lord Deville been living here in Leonestra?
Since the completion of his residence, so about 5 months.
5 months, interesting.
Is the is he around today?
He may be around, but he does not usually take to being disturbed in the early hours.
That makes sense. He's probably like sleeping or something.
My lord is quite busy. He would be working at this hour.
Where's the bathroom? I really gotta go.
Third door on your left, around the staircase.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. You good here? Do you need to go?
I'm good, thank you though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna head off and see if I can find Deville.
Cool. All right, you head for the bathroom and do not go to the bathroom.
No, but I do really need to pee, so.
So you go to the
I have
bathroom first.
priorities. Yeah, no, I hold it in.
Okay, so that you can run for the bathroom if you need to. Cool. Yeah, all right, as you head off, Amir, what do you do?
We actually might be having an audience with the prince later today at the cathedral. I believe Osha was going to be helping organize it. I know we're not all big fans of Osha, but he's the cleric. But if Lord Deville wanted to come, and I'm sure that as a nobleman, any audience with the prince is helpful as an advisor, and perhaps we can chat more there.
Go ahead and roll me a persuasion check.
22.
Yeah.
All right. The butler says to you, well, Osha can be a polarizing figure, but if he has agreed to garner an audience for you, I am sure that Lord Deville would be more than happy to take audience with the prince. After all, they are quite close. And the prince occasionally does not care to be disturbed. An opportunity like this, of course, I will inform the Lord immediately. Would you care to join me?
Yes, I would love to.
Great, thank you. Right this way. And he heads into a room adjacent. It takes you into a small dining room, the kind of place where you might host a smaller feast, if you will. Takes a right into a drawing room, then another left into a corridor. At the end of it is a closed set of double doors. And as he walks down it, he knocks on the door and says, Sir Deville, a visitor for you who is taking audience with the prince later today. You hear from behind the door, oh yes, send them in, please. And the butler opens the door, and you are led inside. But we are going to cut away from you for a moment.
Damn it.
To Trunk.
Yeah. Okay, so question. Like the wording for magic awareness is like in the terms of like using it in combat. So like can it be used for like an extended period of time, or is it like one blast that's put out when you use it. You know what I mean?
I'm going to rule that it's very similar to a paladin's divine awareness, meaning you can have a certain amount of uses of it. Does it specify how many uses you get?
Yeah, I get 3 uses.
Then, yeah, when you use it, it would essentially be like a radar ping.
Okay, right. So it's like from wherever I'm standing, that's the distance, and I can't like walk around using it.
You can essentially use it, walk, use it again, walk, use it again, kind of thing.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll just do like a general perception to see if like I feel any like certain power sources or like something kind of like shady and evil.
I'll tell you right now, if you use magic awareness once, it's going to make this much easier.
Okay. Let's aware it.
Cool. Go ahead and make this perception check with advantage.
Okay.
Or rather, Arcana, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Go ahead.
12.
12. Your magical awareness does get a ping. It does make you aware of something, and it is beneath you.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot tell anything about the magic that is beneath you, but you do know that there is something downstairs.
Okay. Do I see any stairs going to the basement or to the next lower level?
As you begin to walk around aimlessly, is there anything that you're looking for to try and identify how you would get to the lower level?
I guess, is there anyone around?
There's some servants moving past you.
Yeah, I'll just grab the one that looks the wimpiest.
Okay. There's
So
someone.
like a gangly looking kind of guy.
There's a guy moving past you. He's got like a suit and tie on. It's not very well fitting. He's like,
It's oversized or too tight?
the tie is too tight. The shirt is oversized.
Excuse me.
Oh yes.
Hi. And then I'm gonna try and sort him out a little bit. So sorry, I just thought I'd give you a hand and kind of like try and make his appearance look a little bit better so he likes me.
Go ahead, roll persuasion.
Yeah. 4.
Dude.
Thank you. He looks absolutely terrified.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm actually looking for the staircase down. I was on an architecture tour and I lost my group.
Yes. That way, down the hall to your left.
Can you show me? I'm sorry. I get lost easily.
I'm quite busy.
It'll be really quick. Just take me to the staircase. That's all.
Roll intimidation.
Okay. I put my hand on his shoulder.
Yeah, just show me to the stair.
Okay. Yay! Finally. 18.
Yeah.
18.
Yeah.
He goes, I suppose I can spare a second. Please, this way.
Thank you so much.
And he hurries down the hall, takes a left, and shows you to the servants' entrance to the basement.
That was
All
the
right.
most polite intimidation check.
Yeah. My presence is intimidating.
Yeah, reaching for his neck definitely made it intimidation.
Yeah, I had to, yeah, right, like really scarily doing it. I head down that, I'm heading down the stairs.
Cool. You head down the stairs into the basement. You find yourself in the servants' quarters. There is, you hear a bustling kitchen over to your left. To your right, you see the room where the servants would take their meals. And through past both of those rooms is another set of double doors.
All right, get me through them doors.
You come to these doors, and they are locked.
Okay. Is it like a padlock on the outside, or I'm just like at the handle and it's not working?
You're at the handles pulling on it, and it appears to be barred in some capacity.
Okay. I kick it open.
You kick it open.
I kick it open.
Athletics.
21.
Oh.
Bam!
Did anyone like get startled? I look behind me to see if anyone's like startled at.
Roll insight. Or perception.
19.
19? Yeah.
A bunch of people saw?
Yeah.
Okay. I walk in really quickly.
Cool. You walk in. There was a wooden bar on the inside of the door that is
Yeah.
fully shattered, and you find yourself in a darkened room.
Okay. I can't see shit?
It is darkened, but not fully dark. As your eyes begin to adjust to it, you begin to see things around you that you're a bit unfamiliar with.
Okay.
Go ahead and roll me either insight or investigation. Insight if you'd like to try and take in the room, investigation if you'd like to try and start looking at things specifically.
I guess I'll go. Wait, insight or perception? That's my option?
Insight or investigation.
Okay, I'll go insight. I knew it was gonna be dog shit. 6.
Oh,
Sorry. Yeah, 6.
Insight, you're not really sure where to look first, but as you head into the room, you see that there are a couple of like bookcase type shelves with various vials and pouches of things on them, and towards the center there is a table.
Okay. I approach the table.
Cool. The table currently does not have anything on it, but it has a couple of little marks on it. It looks like a workbench kind of situation. Next to the table on either side is small, almost vats.
A vat.
Vat,
Tronk doesn't know what. Sorry.
as in cauldron.
Emily doesn't know what a vat is. Okay. Does it look like I could lift it up?
It looks pretty heavy, but you could maybe lift it.
Okay. Can I look into the vat?
Yeah.
What's in there?
It's pretty dark, but you can do a perception check.
Okay. God damn it.
That's not terrible.
Yeah. No. 19.
Oh,
19. You look in, and again, pretty dark, so you can't see anything in here. And it appears to be, at this moment, empty, but you can see some residue in there, which maybe you could figure out what it is by smell. Which means that I need you to roll an investigation check with advantage.
Oh, you get
8.
2
8?
8s.
It's a smell that is wildly unfamiliar to you, but you can tell it is magical in nature.
Okay. I take the cauldron.
You
Can
take the
I
cauldron.
lift it?
Athletics. And this is going to be a high DC.
Holy shit, bro.
This is higher DC than the previous check.
Athletics.
Athletics.
21.
21. You reach down, deadlift this cauldron, and pick it up. This is fucking heavy.
As I pick it up, can my pecs do the thing?
Yeah, your pecs have to do the thing. It is heavy.
Okay. And the only exit is the only exit is where I just came in from.
That's the only thing that you've seen so far. But if you can go ahead and roll another perception check.
Okay, one more perception check for any windows or anything.
This
like
one
that.
is with disadvantage because you are holding the cauldron.
Holy fuck.
Okay. 9. I'm doing perception.
Mhm.
14.
Cool. There's a stone staircase on the other side of the table from you. It leads up in a spiral, and it looks to do so pretty steeply.
I go that way.
Okay, cool. You head for the stone
Guys,
staircase.
Gonna go into his office
Dude.
where I'm having a meeting.
Oh my god.
Okay.
No, you went up the staircase. You went up the staircase. You carrying the cauldron laboriously climb the stairs.
Holy
Somehow you're able to get up there, and you find yourself in a stone antechamber with a closed door on the other side that appears to be connected to something.
Okay.
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. A not nat 20.
You hear voices. One of them appears to be Emir's. As you're hearing a conversation, you hear the butler say, "Excuse me, Sir DeVille, I need to leave now." And he begins to run down the hallway. We're going to cut away from there to Emir. Emir, the butler leads you into the office.
I bow and I say,
Are you gonna die in episode?
hello,
I'm excited.
Sir DeVille. It is an honor to meet you and being able to see your great estate.
Of course, I'm always happy to open my doors to a friend of the prince.
We, my party and I recently helped defend Leonestra on the waters from a giant centipede, and us since seeking an audience with the prince here later today, which we had wanted to. We know you were close with the prince and wanted to offer you an audience as well later, if you would like to join us. I also hail from Koth myself, so seeing familiar architecture like the cathedral is pleasing to me.
Well, it's always lovely to meet a fellow coffee. I don't find myself necessarily wanting to go back anytime soon, but I do love the architecture, and as such, I'm glad to see that you're an appreciator as well. And I'm always happy to have an audience with the prince, and thank you for protecting us. I must say, apologetic that Osha could not handle the problem himself, but it's very kind of you to step in and support us. May I ask, what is the audience you are seeking with the prince?
We mainly we were traveling, ended up here, and had been hoping to speak with him. It seems that this place, if you don't mind me saying, is a province in crisis, and we were just seeing if we could help. Just, it seems that the people here are really struggling for food because of whatever's going on with the magic. And
He puts down the pen he's been writing with and says, "Oh, how silly. Leonestra is not a province in crisis. The people are supplied with food. Food is readily available for all of them, to the point where it is even in excess for us. Now, are there occasional issues with the grass in various places? Yes, but that's merely because it grows between stones. Not every stone has a rose growing between it. Leonestra, unfortunately, is a place that does not lend itself easily to the agriculture of a place like somewhere such as our western neighbor, the Ohishi Plains. But we make do with what we can, and we do so quite well."
I mean, certainly it seems that the nobles are able to provide and have gorgeous homes and things here. I was wondering how you ended up here and becoming so close with the prince. It seems that you're adapting quite well to Leonestra, but it's quite a shift from the city.
Oh, well, I was an advisor to one of the nobles in Koth, but I heard that there was opportunity to be had to, well, if you don't mind me being frank, rise the ranks here in Leonestra. And in a place with so few advisors, the word of each one becomes more valuable.
Of course.
And so I took the opportunity quite gladly. But Koth, well, I felt I had run my race there, and felt it was time to move on. Thunder Point Keep no longer felt like home.
Understandable. It's quite different being out here from there, so I understand why you might have left, of course. Is there anything that we can do to assist you in any way while we are here? I mean, our main thing, as it seems, is like Osha, as the cleric, is stretched rather thin with defending the borders. But was there anything that you had wished to bring forth or had concerns about that we could assist with? As I know that the prince does not take well to outside help in infrastructure, but we figured while we're here, we might as well check.
He cocks his head a little bit, leans forward, puts an elbow on his desk, and says, "If you don't mind me asking, your proposition, then, are you offering to offer me support in my political endeavors in this meeting with the prince?"
I suppose it would depend on what your political endeavors currently are, sir.
Oh, well, I'll make my ploys, if you will, straightforward. I firmly believe that we should have alliance with the Hanbun theocracy of the Oishi Plains. And I believe the prince should see reason in that and ally with our western neighbors here in the Outer Wilds. I think that the United Kothi Republic is overstepping boundaries to try and establish diplomatic alliances, and the politician that currently is residing in one of the guest rooms of the cathedral is fairly out of line in doing so. And I'd like her to be removed.
So this envoy in the cathedral is here to try to convert Leonestra over to the United Kothi Republic.
Oh, not to convert, but to subsume, bring under the banner, if you will. It's, well, they understand that worship in the Outer Wilds will remain for the Tanji, but they do wish to establish trade relations. They don't currently have any in the Outer Wilds.
Interesting. So you guys could keep your Tanji worship, but like trade and supply lines and all of that stuff would be tied to the Republic.
Yes, and it would be, according to her, exclusively through the Republic, as in not through our neighbors in the Outer Wilds. And the Outer Wilds should supply or maintain a unified front, I feel. The UKR belongs in the Inner Wilds. The Outer Wilds is for the proud nations out here.
I completely understand. You're so away from the city, and their politics and infrastructure would surely will not meld, and I understand why you would seek an alliance with the Outer Wilds. The party I am traveling with, some are more privy to the Inner Wilds, so I don't know exactly how the rest of us may take to your political aspirations, but I do understand them, and would be happy to bring you in audience with the prince when we're talking, so you can, propel those further with him.
Well, I appreciate that deeply, and you hear a thunking noise. Do you hear that?
I do.
It gets louder.
Message cantrip. Hey, can you stop? He fucking hates you.
I need a sleight of hand check from you in order to message cantrip.
Holy
Because
fuck.
how did you know that Tronk was there, and where are you pointing?
18. I wonder if, I think we should check with OSHA about what time. I think we should check with OSHA what time, but I'll let you.
A servant comes into the room and whispers in the butler's ear, and the butler says, if you'll excuse me, my lord, I have urgent business to attend to, and runs out of the room. Sir Louis Deville says, this is quite worrisome. I don't know what is going on. Would you please give me a moment alone?
Of course, I will take your leave. I'll let the butler know when we're meeting with OSHA and see you later.
Of course. And he stands and begins to show you to the door.
Yeah, I leave, I bow, and I eat.
I run.
Cool. All right.
Holy fuck.
As you walk through the door, Tronk, I need a perception check to see if you caught that conversation between Amir and Sir Louis Deville.
Nat 20.
Nat 20? Cool. You not only got that Amir is leaving, you're able to glean that Sir Louis Deville wants to be left alone. Mm-hmm. And on a Nat 20 perception check, the cauldron maybe isn't big enough to fit you in it, but it looks like it's just small enough to fit in a corner of this antechamber that you're in.
Is the antechamber as dark as the original room was?
It certainly is.
Okay, I gotta have some matches, no? That's gotta be a part of, like, a traveler's kit?
You probably do have matches. Go ahead and roll me an insight check if you don't mind.
Is this thing gonna fucking explode if I light a match? Okay. 14.
The room is dark enough and the chamber is wide enough that if you could figure out what side the hinges of the door were on, you could put the cauldron and yourself to the side of the door that may open inwards.
What?
There's a chance you could hide in this room.
Okay.
If you get lucky.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I feel like that's probably my best option. But I can't fit in the cauldron.
Can't fit in the cauldron. However, there's enough room that you could stand like next to it.
Okay. I guess I'll survey the room and find the best spot to hide.
Cool. This is investigation or perception.
Perception. 21.
21. You figure out which side the hinges of the door are on, and you realize that you can place the cauldron, which you are still holding right now, on that side of the door and press yourself up against it, and it's going to maybe take a miracle, but it's going to be a stealth check.
Okay.
You hear Sir Louis DeVille's footsteps striding across the room towards where you are, and you hear as something is moved inside the room. Go ahead and roll me stealth.
Is there any way we can do this like in front of the table so we can all see it? Like, can you like roll it right here so we can see it?
Roll me stealth.
Rolling so well until right now. Okay. So that
What is it?
God.
that was a 6, but just to be 100% clear, I'm basically behind the door. So like when it opens, I'm like gonna be behind it.
You're gonna be behind it, but if he looks around this room at all instead of going straight downstairs, he's gonna see you on a 6 stealth
Okay.
check.
All right.
Which means that you are going to be relying on this insight check right here as the door begins to swing open.
So okay, can I ask one more thing? Will I still fit in my place if I hold the cauldron above my head?
You will fit probably a tad more narrowly, and therefore, yeah,
Okay.
definitely still in your place.
That's what I'm gonna do. It's like above my head.
You're gonna hold the cauldron above your head.
It's above my head. I'm Jean Valjeaning right now.
All right, I'm rolling this insight check.
Okay.
Fucking God.
You have to be fucking kidding me.
What'd you get?
It's a 2 on the die.
Yo.
God damn it.
Oh my God. Fuck, dude.
2.
Oh
Fucking
my
2.
Dude.
Okay.
You were still in a shitty. Like, how do you get out of here now?
It was like, you're just standing there behind the door.
Cool. Yeah. Sir Louis DeVille opens the door, and you hear his footsteps as he begins to head down the stone stairs.
Okay, once I see him go down the stairs, I'm gonna go into his office.
Are you carrying the cauldron into his office, or are you
I'm
leaving
bringing
it
the
here?
cauldron with me. If I don't bring the cauldron, what was the point, guys? I gotta bring the cauldron.
Point in the first
Cool.
place.
You walk into his office. Amir, outside of his door, I need a perception check.
In retrospect, am I allowed to ask what he looked like?
Yeah, sure.
What did he look like? Just for vibes.
He's got sandy blonde hair, kind of narrow, angular features.
He's blonde, gotta be evil.
Or sorry, not blonde. Kind of like a reddish blonde, like strawberry blonde. And he's very prim, very proper.
Yeah.
Looks to be about 6'4" when he stands up. Very tall, lanky, thin guy.
Elf? Not elf?
Human
Human. Interesting. Okay.
or half elf.
Okay. My perception check is on 11.
Your perception check's an 11.
Yeah.
The thunking noise is coming from inside the office, and it is louder.
He said for me to not go in there, so I'm not gonna go in there.
Okay. Trunk, you are in the office. You are carrying the cauldron.
Windows.
Perception.
Gotta be kidding me.
Okay, you're telling me that if there's a window in the office, I wouldn't be able to see it?
I'm telling you that it's going to depend on this perception check what you notice about the windows.
Okay. So that's 8.
8. There are windows in this office. There
Yeah.
appears to be one that is south facing. It's over the garden. On an 8 perception check, you can't necessarily see through it because even though this is on the first floor, it's still like there's a hedge up to it. This window appears to be about 8 feet off the ground, kind of thing.
Am I allowed to re-message Cantrip?
You are essentially firing blind into this room, but yes, you are able to.
Great. Trog, is that you? Or is it Louis DeMille?
It's me, and I'm holding a giant cauldron. I think there's something suspicious about it, and I want to get it out of here so we can all look at it together.
Okay, I go back into the office.
Cool. Trunk is holding a massive fucking cauldron.
Oh my god, is there any way you can help, like make this smaller or something?
I just touch you and you become invisible and everything you carry becomes invisible. A creature I touch becomes invisible until the spell ends. Anything the target is wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on the target's person.
All right. Amir, you are standing in You're standing in the study of Sir Louis de Ville. Actually, can you give me a perception check real quick?
19 plus 4, 23.
Cool. The door that Tronk has opened, or I guess that was left open, is being disguised as a bookcase behind the desk.
Good to know.
The windows outside, you see people beginning to move around in the gardens, servants filing out, kind of looking around nervously, talking amongst themselves, and the hallway where you were initially beginning to bustle with people seemingly evacuating.
Amir, I think we gotta get out of here.
Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess we get out of DeVille's office.
Yeah,
and
I'm not touching anything in here. It needs to be the way we left it.
Yeah. And start heading out.
Cool. You head out into the corridor. Tronk, this corridor is almost as wide as you are, and almost as wide as the cauldron is. As you are walking down the corridor into the room full of people, I need you to do me a favor here. I need you to tell me how you are trying to avoid the rush of servants out the front door, since you are currently invisible, and they, in theory, might run into you.
I'm gonna keep pace with them. They can't hit me if we're all going at the same pace.
I need you to give me either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
You're strong, right?
I'm strong.
Yeah.
14.
14?
Keeping pace, baby.
I'm going to retire this die. You nimbly keep pace with Emir and are following him out. Emir, you reach the threshold of the door and you head outside. Tronk, you follow him out.
Yeah.
Without hitch. You find yourself in the garden.
Okay.
With the rest of the servants who are bustling around, kind of worried, it seems, amongst themselves, not sure what's going on.
Let's hoof it the hell out of here.
Do you
Anything
say
else
that?
you need to look at? No. That was internal monologue.
Okay.
I think on my way out, if I see, I turn to a servant and say, like, I have no idea what's going on. Please thank the butler and Sir DeVille for me for having an audience. We'll be in touch later if everything seems to calm down here about an audience. Thank you so much for showing us into the manor.
Yes, of course. Thank you very much, and have a lovely day.
Of course you do.
I assure you, nothing wrong is going on here. Sir DeVille will be able to keep his audience.
Brilliant. Thank you. We'll be in touch.
Cool. You head back towards the gate, and you see Opie, who's kind of looking in a little bit weird. He goes, "Oh, hello. You know what's going on there?"
I don't. It seems like the servants were rushing out in a hurry. I was speaking with your lord, and he needed to leave suddenly. I believe there was some loud noises in the home.
Oh, loud noises in the home. How wildly unfortunate. We don't really like to see that. Well, I'm sure it's nothing wrong.
It seems like it. That's what the servants were saying. So I don't know if they were being servants and trying to keep the peace, or if there's actually something going on. But we'll potentially be back later to give word at a time. But I hope you have a great rest of your day, sir.
Oh, thank you. And you as well. He opens the gate.
We're going to OSHA to make sure that he does the thing I said he was going to do.
You walk out with the cauldron. And I'm going to ask you a quick question. Where do you take it?
That is the question.
Didn't think this far, did you?
I know.
Holy shit.
Is there any, like, abandoned houses?
Roll insight.
Yeah. 6.
6? I just want to point out I caught that fly.
Really? Hell yeah, dude.
On a 6, you don't really know where any abandoned houses are, but you remember hearing Vic and Yako discuss that they were going to head towards the farmhouses, which you remember Gia telling you, some of which have been abandoned because of the people living in the longhouses.
Right. How far is that for me to get there?
On a 6 insight, you're not sure.
I don't know how far away it is. How long am I invisible for?
An hour.
An hour. maybe cut back to me while I think this through. Tronk is just walking generally away. I guess towards where we camped for now.
Okay. Amir, do you split off from Trunk and head towards the...
I'm message cantripping. What's going on today? I was gonna go try to see if I can speak with Osha. Are you gonna be good by yourself, or do you want companionship?
Yeah, I mean, I don't like that OSHA guy, so maybe I shouldn't come, and I think I need to find a place to store this, so maybe I'll look for the other guys. Unless you want to come with and then go see OSHA later, but if we're meeting with the prince tonight, then you probably should talk to OSHA soon.
Okay, I'll organize an audience with the prince and Deville and any of the other nobles in the cathedral. Please stay safe.
You too.
Cool. Amir, you begin to head for OSHA's cabin. Trunk, I need a survival check to see if you can pick up the tracks that Vic and Yako made on their way out.
20.
Hey.
Natural?
Hey.
Yeah, you find the tracks from your campsite.
My nose is good too. So.
Yeah, the smell of the cauldron is rank, but not overwhelming, and you're able to pick up the trail and lumber into the woods.
Okay.
And we're gonna call the episode there. And we're gonna come back to various places and various activities in our next go round. You're a fucking maniac.
I can't believe fuck, dude. Got out of there.
There's something.
I cannot believe
There's
that
something
you got out
about
of it.
it. Okay, there's something about it, right? Like,
You stole a cauldron.
Kick down the door,
A
picked it
bottle
up.
of something.
Save it for the talk back.
a bottle.
Yeah,
Stealing
valid,
a
valid.
vial.
Save it for the talk.
All right, let's go shoot it now then.
All right.
Hey everyone, thanks for tuning into that episode of Dalliances and Decay. I'm Danny with the GenZ&D crew, and we just want to thank you again for supporting us and remind you to head on over to our Patreon where you can support us for $5 a month, which would be a huge boon and really help us continue to do the show. Also want to thank Redline VR one more time. They're our fantastic hosting venue. They have a wide variety of nerd stuff for you to do. And you can join their Discord for updates on all of their events. We appreciate you spending your time with us. And once again, this is GenZ&D signing off.